Hey everyone, welcome back. We're the Filmsmiths, I'm Nick.
And I'm Zach.
Today we're going to talk to you about Fury.
Also known as Brad Pitt in a Tank, the movie.
Also known as Inglourious Basterds 2, this time it's personal.
So Fury stars Brad Pitt as the commander of a crew of tank people in World War II. I don't really know what you call them. Tank people? Sure. Leads a crew of 5 tankmen during World War II, towards the end of World War II. And it's a very tightly knit crew, as most tank operators were, I imagine. But one of their drivers is killed in action, and then Logan Lerman has to come in, and he's the new guy, basically. And so the movie, it's about World War II, and it's about the war a little bit, but it's mostly about these 5 people really interacting with each other and coming together. And
you know, it starts off, the veterans of the tank are, you know, kind of poking fun at Logan Lerman, and you're like, oh, they're the new guy, that's kind of cute. But then some of the characters take it a bit too far, and Brad Pitt kind of has to control everyone because his main goal is to make sure that all of his people survive. So when people are starting to actually fight each other, you know, he has to get in the middle and stop it. There's some pretty uncomfortable scenes to watch because of this. As the new guy, Brad Pitt wants Logan Lerman to kill a Nazi, just like walk up and shoot him, and he makes him do it, grabs his hand, pulls the trigger, and it's pretty uncomfortable to watch, but in a really good way.
yeah, it's going to make a lot of people uncomfortable just because it's tough to watch. It's hard. But, you know, I think that's just effective filmmaking, not just shock value. So unlike a lot of World War II movies where it's all about that violence and just, you know, the war itself, this one, while it's obviously about the war, it's mostly about the people. This movie, boy, it sure makes war look awful.
It's not like a romanticized version. There's a little bit of gore. It's brutal, but it's real.
Not that I thought war was fun or easy before I saw Fury, but it's just like...
Certainly don't now. The best part about this movie, the thing that holds it all together, is these 5 actors and how strong their characters are, how well they work together. So you've got Brad Pitt and Logan Lerman, like we've already said. You've got Michael Pena, who's real good. He's the driver. He's got a lot of pretty fun stuff in there.
Kind of the funny guy.
John Bernthal, who is the worst.
Real jerk.
Not as a person, probably.
Probably. We don't know.
Character, though, most of the problems are because of him.
Yeah.
And you get that it's because war is hard and he's dealing with it his own way, but it's tough to watch him most of the time. Then you've got Shia LaBeouf.
Which, let me stop you right there, and let me stop you right there. I know what you're thinking. He's awful. But he's pretty good in this one.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Shia LaBeouf in Fury was actually my favorite character. And let me remind you, Brad Pitt's also in this movie. I thought he was great. I thought he was terrific. His nickname, all the tank operators have their own nicknames. His nickname is Bible. He's a Christian. He's always talking about Bible verses. But it's a really positive portrayal of a Christian in film. Like, he's not overzealous. He's not, like, actively preaching at everybody. He's just kind of to himself, but then helping everyone out. I don't really know how to explain it.
He's a good guy. Doing his best.
Not going to jail this time. Things that I was less into, I think the movie, just the tone of it, it's taking itself a little bit more seriously than it should. You can almost feel like the movie thinks it's better than it is. The movie says, I'm right here, but when you watch it, you feel it's just a couple steps down. The outcome doesn't match up with the intentions, I think.
Alright, well, we've talked about the movie now, so... Nick, what's your score?
Alright, well, I had gone into Fury with a little bit lower expectations. I had read some reviews that were less fond of it, and then things picked back up, but I tried to go in neutral. I was actually really impressed. I didn't expect it to be nearly as good as it was. The character development was great. I'm all about a war movie that is more about characters than the battles itself. I'm going to go ahead and give Fury an 8.5 out of 10.
14 tanks.
The movie only had like 3, so that's pretty good. Pretty good. So if you saw Fury, let us know what you thought. If you agree, disagree with us, leave a comment in the section below. If you like what we do, feel free to subscribe so that we'll do more movie reviews. If you have suggestions for things we should review, you can either leave a comment in the section below or in the description will be our Twitter handles. Talk to us on there.
And you see, I know a lot of people out there, you know, oh, I want to see a movie, but I'm going to read some reviews before I do it. Remember, it's important to also read bad reviews, so you should subscribe.
Huh? Well, I think that about wraps up for this one. We're the Filmsmiths. I'm Nick.
And I'm Zach.
We'll see you next time.